All right, we're back in the mix. We're back live. And we're going to be looking at charts, finding some leads. It's Thursday morning. Started off pretty dramatic here on ES on the 3-minute, the 5-minute, the lower time frames. Right when the market opened, we got this mass amount of volatility. Looks like during Asia market and London market, there was some pretty big swings, and we found ourselves at the open kind of yesterday's low, and we got some good volume coming in the onset, and now it's kind of chopping sideways. So I'm kind of sitting on my hands a little bit. If you watch the previous video, you'll know that I generally wait until around 10 to make moves, 10 o'clock West Coast time. But welcome back. First step is to, I think first things in order is I'm going to get my whole window here situated because I don't have a good system yet, and I'm still working on this. So bear with me. Hopefully there's no glitchiness. There is going to be a little bit of a delay compared to last time because when I did the playback, I realized that it was a little choppy. It's been super stormy and cold, hence the scarf and robe beanie. And it's been messing up my internet. So but I'm going to be posting this link right now on X, and we'll be doing this for the next hour or so. All right, cool. Everything's looking good. I'm gonna just activate this chat here. Feel free to jump in at any time. This is very new, so not a ton of participants quite yet, but I have friends that will probably be calling, jumping on. Everything, good things in motion. And yeah, not really doing anything too much today. I bought some Ethereum yesterday, and I ended up taking a small L on that. I cashed out this morning's bounce. I just didn't like the price action, and the more after I took the position, you know, we had this big sell off yesterday, 3% down, and it's kind of hitting these key levels. Here, I'll go in and show you what I was looking at. But yeah, small L, all good. Basically just broke even on the previous day's trade, which is totally fine. So it wasn't really an L, more so as a setback. But I was a little early yesterday. Let's see, let's go higher time frame. I was just a little early yesterday, and then actually overnight. So if you look at Asia open and just at the Asia market, it's almost like read their trading hours here in the US, it just Bitcoin and Ethereum have just been getting kind of hammered. There's no buying pressure. And then Asia open, all the buyers step in, and then as soon as the market opens, it just, not even as soon as the market opens, like a few hours before, it just corrects back even lower. So it's this continuation. And yesterday we hit these key levels. You know, we kind of retested. So yesterday was 18th. We came down and retested this range of like 1920 on Ethereum, and I was looking at it, and you know, this in retrospect, it's quite bear flaggy, but the idea was just a quick intraday trade, and then I ended up holding it into close. I was not paying attention, and so I was like, oh, okay. And then as soon as, you know, the market was closed, it was picking up, and I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll get a pullback, and then tomorrow, you know, retest. And sure enough, market opens, it just made a new low immediately, and I was like, okay, well, on the next bounce, I'm gonna get out of this and you know, take my time with it, because I'm not trying to, if this is a really big bear flag and we want to come down and test these older lows, I mean, technically we could come back down and see 1744 So there's quite a lot of um, room down here to the downside that I just wasn't willing to. I don't want to bag hold for that long. Yeah. So that's what I did this morning as I got out of a bad trade. I'll admit it. I was got a little. I haven't touched Ethereum or Bitcoin since the crash. It's not really a crash to me as much as just it's been kind of months of consolidation and bleeding. But yeah, 50% off on both of those right now from all-time highs, if not more. So I've got my eyes on them. I'm waiting. But now I'm going to wait definitely for the reversal and just like the structure change before participating in that. No more knife catching. Anyway, so I know this chart might be confusing. These are tools that I'm working on right now. And I'm sure it kind of looks crazy to the untrained eye. But we'll be getting into what all of this means that you're looking at right now. Yeah, we'll get into that. But let's see. I wasn't gonna do something. Oh yeah, I'm gonna share the stream really fast on X here. There you go. Still trying to figure out how to successfully do this just like in a streamlined fashion. But let's see. I think this is the trick. So I'm gonna open up X. We'll also go through some news. We'll look at some macro and see what's really going on out there. We've seen a lot of news on, basically a lot of crypto news, a lot of war, just Iran stuff, and on top of that, just like people talking about the key levels of the Mag 7. Just like all these mega caps are hitting these kind of key levels, and yeah, everyone's kind of just anticipating a bounce in software is getting completely hammered, and I am too. I would love to see a reversal. I think that would really push QQQ up, would really push SPY up, but there's a lot of uncertainty, with the gold and silver pullback super hard, with Bitcoin pullback super hard. The sentiment around software and tech shifting. There's a lot of uncertainty, and you can see that with VIX rising. You can see that with put to call ratios. So yeah, it's hard to know where to put money right now. And I think a lot of big players are sitting on cash, and I think a lot of big players are rotating into value, and that's what I'm doing too. I'm more interested in. I'm already bag holding like some positions of software names that I'm interested in, and just companies that I think will be good in the long run. Mainly Oracle and Robinhood. I took advantage of those dips. I bought a little bit of Zscaler. I know cybersecurity is kind of like tentative at this point, like what it looks like with agentic. But I'm interested in cybersecurity. I know there's going to be leaders that emerge. So, yeah, other than that, I'm sitting on more than half my portfolio in cash, and I'm looking at value. I'm going to be looking at big names only, large mega caps, and not necessarily ones that are super reliant on all the stuff that people are worried about. A little bit of involvement in AI infrastructure and things like that is fine, but yeah, I think there's a reason why consumer staples have been pumping. There's a reason why industrials and materials have been pumping. So it's an off-risk environment as far as I can tell. And it's honestly since, September? That's when I first started noticing people rotating. And then you had gold and silver. And I don't know if gold and silver is necessarily a risk-on, risk-off kind of situation, or if it's more of rare earth minerals. There's new narratives emerging with silver and gold for me that describe the reasons for those pumps, and of course you have the tomfoolery with just contracts and options and futures and everything. So yeah, it's a mess for those. Usually what would be considered stores of value have just been going trading like meme coins. So that creates even more uncertainty. Anyway, I'm going to post this really quick. Just post the link. We're live this Thursday. I guess I don't have to say this Thursday. You can just say today. Making trades and looking for some leads. I kind of some participants, so maybe I should probably, let people know. Come chat, whatever. Hopefully someone joined in. They're gonna watch this in the future, and then they'll know that that's what I'm looking for. Okay, we got the link in there. It's showing. Cool. These first few videos too, it doesn't really matter. No one's gonna be in here. If you're watching this now, it's definitely you're watching it after it already happened. But if you are watching this, know that open door policy. If you want to jump into the chat, I can also send you a link, and we can look at your screen, or you can come on video too. I have this whole other setup for guests. Booyah. Anyway, okay, let's look at some leads here. I need to make some moves. It's 8, so I want to be ready. These are my screeners. These look for, I explained it a little bit in my last video, but these look for fair value. I have like some fair value bands flipping bullish under the GMA. So this kind of gives me an idea of momentum flipping. So we got AES, UCTT, ACMR, Lightbridge, LTBR, PTCT, that's orange, meaning basically I organize everything by yellow, green, and orange because it's warning. It's like heads up signals or actual triggers. I try to be as intuitive as possible when I build these things. Saves time. SMR warming up. Looks like flipping. This stuff has, nuclear and energy already has been getting some momentum. But NET, that's a name that I've been looking at a lot. NET has been crazy volatile. TSM, EXC, and then ONTO. We got MRVL, MARA, and IWM. So some ETFs in there too. So got some healthcare, some tech, some energy. It's looking good. So I suppose something that I might want to look at first. Let's check out GFS. Let's see what this is doing. Global Foundries. Okay, cool. All right, so you had this big pump up here. We're kind of consolidating here, this old POC with these white dotted lines. So this is, I guess I should probably explain what we're looking at here. I could bring up a basic chart too, but we got high time frame overlay. So each one of these boxes represents a higher time frame candle. Each one of these candles inside it are 9 minutes. Let's bring this centered. So these are all 9 minutes. These candles here, I believe I'm doing 12 hour, and I can change this 12 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour. These green boxes are the higher time frame overlay, so I know what's going on a higher time frame. And then the wicks are actually still going down too. And this time frame didn't look too good on this, so if I reduce the candles, sometimes it becomes more legible depending on what's going on inside of the ticker. This looks a little bit better. But what gets messed up, and I'm working on this now, this is a tool I've literally been developing this week, is we're in the middle of a new range. And also when I'm in regular trading hours. This is what I want. Yeah, we want to be able to see the pre-market ranges too. So this helps. But yeah, these kind of smaller candles really mess it up because obviously the volume is really one-sided. There's not enough like room for it to spread out, so they get a little clumpy. But these are the wicks, these tall portions. So it's basically, you can see the wicks and you can see the actual candle size. And what's cool about this tool is I have these volume profiles for each one within it, you know, and then it kind of highlights the winning side of all total volume. And yeah, so you can basically, even though this is a red candle here, you can see this is dominated primarily by bulls. And you can see it's hammer. You know, you have this candle long tail, like you get the pull back, come back up. So bullish candle, lots of selling volume comes in, bearish hammer, and then boom, back down, and you can see this long stretch. So basically, it just breaks into a ton of different. I call it a point of control profile, but on this vertical line. It's still a work in progress, so if anything, maybe what I'll do is when we're looking at charts, I can kind of I can simmer it down a little bit here. Then this is probably like confusing to look at. So until you know exactly what all this stuff is, but this stuff in here is essentially like a memory bank of all the previous ranges, and it's chronological. So this is the oldest to newest, and it's just mapping out highs and lows of overbought and oversold zones, and then breaking it into Fibonacci's, and then it shows me in relationship this chain. I call this the confluence chain. Shows me, you know, what are the points of interest within each range that we're closest to with the current price. So let me go ahead and just turn off these overlays for a second. Maybe I'll just keep I'll just keep one overlay. Yeah, this volume overlay is fine. It's a little bit easier to interpret. Let's see, now we'll just get rid of them so we can look at what's going on for a second, and then I'll be using those. Right now we'll just get market structure. And then we'll go in for entries. We'll get a little bit more technical. So let's see, this is February 2026. All right, let's take it to a higher time frame here and see what's really going on. So I found this DFS on the screener, and I'm just going to do a little bit deeper dive into it. This is January, February. Okay, I got to go deeper. Okay, I'm looking for the lows of 2025. This is what I'm looking for here. Okay, so there they are. I don't know why this is. Let's go to the daily. Damn. Okay. There it is. Wow. Okay, so Global Foundries. Okay, looks like it's stable downtrend line here. It's tapped into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we downtrending. We're hitting top of this downtrend range. So I would not be interested in this right now. If it could break above this. So I'm gonna put this in my notes here. So we'll come back to this one. If we can break above this range, then sure. As of right now, what I'll be looking for, come back. I would wait for a pullback here to this 0.618, which you can see lines up with this range here and this previous low. So there was buyers here, they got pooped on. If we can see a pullback here and then another bounce, or if it can just consolidate, if it can bounce from any of the levels and come up here, and then I would maybe look into getting a small entry on there. So it looks like from my screener, that's definitely on a lower time frame, but if we do a lower time frame and now, like if I see a trigger on here on lower time frame and then I bring it up and the daily looks good, then that's when I'll kind of look at the possibilities. But DFS is now off the the radar here. So scratch that one. What else we got going on here? PTCT. Let's do this quick. PTCT, let's get the daily. So we got November lows here. We got tariff lows here last April. This thing is all over the map. Oh wait, no, this isn't tariff lows. This is March 6th. This is not tariff lows. This, I was gonna say that's crazy amount of data for 1 year. Okay, so this actually during tariffs. Where's tariffs at? Where's the April lows? Okay, here. Okay. Okay, so April, you had a bounce, and then even back further. But, you know, I like this chart. I think this is healthy. You have big pumps. I mean, massive swings, but higher lows, higher highs. We're cruising. So I like it. PTCT. Honestly, I built there's like over 200 companies that I built a long list on, so I don't even know what PTCT is. It's a therapeutics, biopharmaceutical. Look at their earnings. We got, oh my god, 1,096% here. Beat. Earnings are on February 19th. Sentiment neutral. StockTwits is whatever, but it is nice for just a quick little. I could look it up on my phone, just in my brokerage, but this kind of helps. Just quick little overview here. Market cap 5 billion. Volume 160,000. So the low is 35. 52 is 87. PE ratio 8. Benefits rare disorders. Okay, so biopharmaceutical. I really like doing pharma plays, but the chart looks good. It looks good. Let's take a look. Yeah, picking up momentum here on the short time frame, but I don't know. I would want to see it come back into. You can see here, see this zone. This is the bought oversold zone from here to here, not necessarily tariff lows, but you got the 0.618 here. The 0.618 aligns. Let's just draw a line here and you can see where it aligns with all the previous price action. So you got a top here. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 previous peaks that the 0.618 aligns to. Let's draw some volume. See where the volume's at on multiple time frames. We'll put one here at that range that this is attributed to. We'll go down here. We'll go down here. Where'd that go? That didn't. Oh, it's the same. So what I do sometimes is I'll do the volume shelves and I'll keep moving it back to a farther time until we start to see it actually switch into a different range. That way I have all the different ranges in mind. Okay, so that's a long range and that's long range. So oops. I don't know why this is drawing this should not have this like rectangle thing that's going on. I don't like. I've never seen that before. I don't know why that started doing that all of a sudden. Histogram box. Yeah, All right, so we got two POCs. We already know it's an uptrend. Yeah, I would be looking for a deeper pullback than this, though. I mean, we just top out, and you can see how big these swings are. I wouldn't want to be bag holding this in particular. So even for a quick play, you know, this goes against my thesis of buying value. I'm sure there's value in it, but I'm not super well versed in pharmaceuticals and bio stuff. Like, to be honest, it's not really my domain. I'm more interested in energy and some tech stuff, but honestly, energy. Energy's my bread and butter. I'm down for whatever, but yeah, as far as value goes, like just mega caps like Amazon, Meta, Google, Apple, Walmart, all that stuff, all the Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, just like companies you have to be scared to own. Okay, well, so that neither of those signals I'm really interested in. Maybe I'm gonna up the maybe I'll just up the time frame a little bit here on the screeners. Let's do let's just do 30 minutes. Kind of just finding those two didn't really work that well. They were just too cooked. One's a downtrend, one's still kind of coming off with a large pump. Okay, we got NNE, and we got COR, AMKR, PG. So PG, Procter Gamble, that's one of those big ones I'm interested in. So let's take a look at PG. I actually did a few trades recently. With Procter Gamble, I like this name. Same with Berkshire Hathaway too. I get down on some Berkshire on those pullbacks, and Visa too. For swing trading, Berkshire and Visa have been cool. So Procter's warming up. I know that we had. You know what I should do is. Let's get rid of all these for a sec and throw in the this will be helpful. We can kind of look at sectors while we're also looking at the charts on the same one. This is Procter Gamble. The one concerning thing, this is on the daily, and I've been seeing this kind of a lot, is just this kind of break of structure here on this long term. You know, you have this long trend breaks, and then we're actually hitting that from the downside now. So trending, boom, hits this continuation potentially. You know, this is a super long term. I mean, this is from 2018 to now. A fat discount would be down here to retest October 2022 lows. I don't know if it's going to get extreme, you know, for all we know. It's just maybe this is just the start of a new trend down here, market structure wise, and off we go. But yeah, we definitely have a break of structure here on long term time frame, and then we're retesting that trend line from below now. So not ideal, but I am down with Procter & Gamble for swing plays and stuff. You know, again, like, you know, it really depends on the type trade you're trying to do. Okay, so now we got here. Let me bring these up here. I'm just gonna put this up here on the top right. This is just the sectors. My sector screener, and this is going to give us an idea of What is cooking on the 12-hour? What sector is cooking? Finance is down. Discretionary is down. Discretionary is picking up momentum though, and we're looking at Procter Gamble. So that's cool. Oh no, wait, no, sorry. I thought this is not consumer discretionary. This is staples. So just consumer discretionary is low but picking up momentum. Utilities is having a rough day. A rough week rather. Staples, yeah, it's cooling. Industrials are picking up. Energy is kind of heated but wavering. So realistically, finance and discretionary is where the deals are right now on a higher time frame. So as far as staples, it's still cooling. All right, it looks like it's wants to cool down a little bit more. You know, honestly, I still think staples has some more room to pump. It really depends on this whole macro situation, how things unravel the next couple weeks. But we can come back down here into the 50s of the RSI levels. I'll keep my eye on that. And that's where I would expect another kind of leg up. So Procter Gamble on a smaller time frame. This is the 12-hour. I don't think this company is just going to crash. That's why I'm comfortable. Like, even though we just had that longer-term break structure kind of thing we just looked at, I would still do swings on Procter Gamble. I don't know, if it enters like a serious downtrend, then I'll be buying those dips and playing it on the short term. Okay, so it's the 4-hour. What do we got here? So it got pretty cooked, and it looks like some RSI price divergence. Retested this on lower volume, less momentum. It's looking for a little correction here, or it's consolidating. But this is just general levels. If I decide that the general levels look good on the, then I'll look at more technicals for an entry. Like I'll be looking at the compression, or looking at the volume stuff. That chart I had up originally. So right now we're just doing like a basic analysis here. And I guess I could explain. So this thermometer here, this is the extremes of RSI weighted against the current on 3 different time frames. Then you have the moving averages, the distance above and below moving averages, weighted against historic extremes on the current bar from the current bar. So let's say, you know, the maximum amount is we've been 13% over the 200 moving average. Right now we're at 10, right? So it's like that, except for on 3 different time frames: short term, medium term, long term. And then it also takes into account Bollinger Band distances, the upper and lower Bollinger Bands, to measure compression. So historic, how far those have been apart, and how tight those have been weighted against 3 historic extremes in the current one. And that there's a weighted score on this thermometer of all those things, like an accumulative score that I've developed, so that you can kind of see those things. And I consider the volatility one neutral. It's not really directional. So to me, that's a negative thing, because compression, I don't think it should add anything positive to the score. If anything, it should be a negative, because it's uncertainty. You don't know if a compression is going to expansion in the direction that you want necessarily. So anyway, it's a precaution, and that's built into the accumulative score here. And anyway, we're right in the middle of the road here. It's 47.7. So wait, that's what that is. It just looks at the extremes of those 3 kind of standard indicators, and then measures them against the extremes versus the current time frame. So anyway, Procter Gamble, to me, it looks like it's lost its momentum and wants to have a deeper pullback. 150 to 50% of this range that it's on right now, 0.618. So what I would do at this point is I don't think we're going to hit those levels today, so I'm just going to keep that in my mind. Those are kind of some levels I'm looking at, and then once we enter those zones, I'll do a deeper analysis of like volume and multiple time frames, and just like what my plan would be for entries and exits is in terms of what my actual targets would be. So Procter Gamble, not right for the picking. Let's go to AMKR. This is the next one on the screener. Okay, I'm liking this already. This is on the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily real quick. Okay, so we're getting somewhere now. We finally found something that I'm liking a little bit more. It is certainly ripping on the daily here. That. So I'm looking for some trend lines. I can't even find anything that connects with this top here. Anyway, we are certainly ripping on this one, AMKR. I mean, maybe this is what it boils down to. If you look at the daily right now on anything, we've been cranking. So, I mean, most of the stuff that's at the 0.618 levels of their tariff lows and highs have already kind of panned through, and it's like Palantir, Hood, Coinbase, the full correction. Some surprising ones were, Oracle, Netflix. You have some big names that have already made this move to where they're attractive right now. Those are what the deals are. So I guess if I'm looking for like a momentum play, I still want to get somewhere where it's cooled off. But the thing is definitely, it's cooking with some heat. And maybe down here, let's look at I'm not going to buy this one. We'll play with it. I don't think. I'm just looking for some volume levels here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it can retest this 0.3 of the April lows and all-time highs, then maybe it'll consolidate. That I would be interested if it can like enter into a range after a correction. Then I could do some swings on there. But we can look at the 4 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour and see what it's doing here. Yeah, it looks like hit an extreme, cooled off, hit an extreme, cooled off, and then back up here. I can almost guarantee this RSI and price divergence on this last send off before a deeper correction. Yeah, so here you go. Some pretty good looking RSI and price divergence here. So maybe deeper pull back to that trend line on the base trend line here. That would be a good entry. So the cross section between looks like 0.5 intersects with on 4 hour. 0.5 intersects with the trend line here. So you got a Fibonacci and a trend line. That's 2 points of confluence. Let's look at some volume levels and see what we can get. Should probably change the color of these lines so you can actually differentiate them real quick. Okay, there's the trend lines, these green lines. So yeah, 2 points of confluence. You got a 0.5 down here on this trend line. I don't think you're gonna have a dramatic fall off like that gnarly. So maybe get a wick down into here, but I don't know, it's just a straight line here. I have to do some more research, but maybe a little bit of bouncing here, and then touch it, get a wick down to the 0.5. I could see that playing out in March. Really depends on what happens right here at these levels of these previous extremes down here. Previous stretch level down at 41.95, and then also this range down here, 39. If it really starts to consolidate right there, you might be able to come up and have a retest before this double top before hitting this trend line again. But let's see, yeah. So points of confluence, you got some Fibonacci's that are pretty close right here in this little triangle. With you could get a wick down if it starts to bleed. I really want to see where the volume is at on this thing. So looks like that range, and then break down to right there. So let's do something like this. So there's two. Here, let me hide this for a sec. Okay, you got two ranges that have been established. One at August 25, and then you have June 25. These are the volume ranges. I'm gonna just stretch this back as far as it can go until it switches into a new range. Okay. Okay, so you got two ranges of volume, the POCs. Let's bring this back as far as we can as well before it switches. This is something that I don't see a lot of people doing, but I found that it's really nice is you kind of establish two different POCs that are long reaching. So this is Wednesday, August, and then this one goes to October 2024. So you have these two volume ranges that intersect with this. And then let's draw another range here. So as you can see, the 50% mark of those two volume profile POCs lines up pretty nicely to, there's the gap in between there. So let's bring up my fair value gaps condition 2 just to see if there's other ones. Let's get as many points of confluence as possible here. This is ANKR. No fair value gaps on the 4 hour. Apparently not. We could check on the lower time frame. Let's check for fair value gaps on the lower time frame. Not seeing any. Well, anyway, that's fine. Just hunting for confluence on these levels. So we got the halfway point of the POCs line up with the halfway point of the April lows and the all-time highs, and then you have this trend line that intersects with that as well. And then you also, if you look, this range, it actually started to range right here before this last leg up. The 0.3 of both of these are lined up with that. So like I kind of was mentioning earlier, like that would be a good swing intraday play or swing play when we finally come back to this zone and everyone's like, oh, double bottom, then that might be a good play. But I would probably wait for it to range and then quick wick down or quick little sell off and then consolidate on this trend line. Just see how it interacts with this trend line and all these different points of confluence. So I like it, but I'll have to also put that one on the sideline. And so $36. That's where I'm gonna keep my eyes. So 36, basically 40 to 35. That's where I would be interested in a quick play on that. So another one bites the dust. ADMA. Got some music playing in the background. Hopefully that I can turn it up a little bit here. Let's try that. Hopefully it's not too loud. But yeah, so we're just cruising through these screeners and looking for some leads. As it gets later in the day, it's only 8:59. So right now I'm kind of doing like this, where's stuff at that's at moments of points of interest, like a longer time frame, and then later towards the day, around 10, if I really want to make a play for like the midday, like let's say something's kind of down for the day, like where the buyer's gonna step in. I could do a quick play on something like that around 10. Usually you get your first big move, volume tapers off, and then that's where you get to assess some targets for a quick one. At the end of the day today, if Bitcoin can't pick up, I might buy, sell put. I might sell IBIT put. The premiums are pretty good right now. That's just a guaranteed like $100 or something for like $4 grand. Worst case scenario, you own some IBIT. I did write up on that on my X if you want to look it up. But anyway, let's check in real quick with. I'm kind of curious what's going with spot futures. I just want to see where the overall kind of vibe is right now. Okay, on the 4-hour, you just got this doji forming, so we're topping. We're hitting sideways, folks, and it's too bad too because there was some real potential today. Get that? Yeah, we're retesting. Oh, we already did retest the low 6859 on the 6-minute. So, RSI down here at 37. Still kind of early. I'm gonna wait. It's 9 o'clock. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna wait. I'm not trying to. Here, let me bring up my ORB. I have this old indicator. Initial bounds. There we go. Yeah, the fair value guys. I have so many tools that I've built. I can kind of just go in and plug them in. And, okay, so here's the tool that I have for the initial bounds, which is this 1 hour, and then the ORB. And you got the previous day here. You got the Fibonacci's from the previous, looks like previous day low. Yeah, previous day low and previous day high. Fibonacci's here. You got all these 2-day low, previous day low. So it kind of just mapping out market structure with the ORB and IB. This is good for like, and then I have the 9 and 21 moving average. And then I have the 200 up here, some Bollinger Bands. I probably don't need the Bollinger Bands. I like Bollinger Bands because it kind of like shows, it's like, you know, you can see what the volatility range is, but I prefer using Bollinger Bands in confluence with other volatility measurements. But yeah, so as of right now, we just got this 9 and 21 crossover. It's not looking good. This is on the 6-minute chart. We're definitely going to retest this IB. Look at the low here. That would be my bet. It's the 50% mark of Fibonacci. I wouldn't doubt we come down and touch the 61%. We had some really bullish price action the last couple days, so a pullback here makes sense. If we can bounce and consolidate, if we can consolidate down here and some buyers step in on some good volume, I expect chop. I mean, it's really funny because you can every day. I feel like with SPY, it's so manipulated, and so there's so many like reoccurring themes and patterns. Nothing's 100%, but it's one of those ones where like if you really kind of learn the recipe, you can have a pretty good win rate. It just depends on your style. If you're like trading futures, you know, or doing like options, I prefer just buy leverage ETFs. That way, bag holding's not an issue. You know, it's a bit more volatile than the actual asset, but some, you know, futures, you got to do the whole prop firm thing or expose yourself to a shitload of risk. And then options is also just, if you're buying leaps, like I used to do that. I used to buy leaps on SPY instead of ODTs. But yeah, I found that the percentages I'm going for and small wins I'm going for, it's just not really like necessary to play that game. I'm gonna turn on my heater. Oh, you can see I'm gonna rub my scarf. It's frigid. Absolutely frigid. I've been winter mode in the mornings here. It does not warm up. We're like in the midst of a storm too. Okay, so yeah, if you watch this too, I definitely encourage you to ask questions in the chat or hit me up on X or Reddit or whatever. I same screen name on most things. I'm looking for like some homies who do this every day too. Anyway, so this is I'm here. I'm doing this. So if you are too, I'm sure that we could bounce some ideas of each other. But yeah, looking at ES here, my expectation for the day: retest these lows, see if buyers step in, and try to test this 618 of the previous day high and previous day low. Let me get rid of these. I definitely, as far as my bias goes today for everything, is choppy / bearish. I'm just trying to get rid of these plotted candles here for. Oh, this is just straight bar color. I haven't used this chart in a while. That's when I was kind of focused on learning ORB and IB strategies. Helpful for sure for a specific type of trading. Helpful too. I have this this level, the regular trading hours closed, so the previous sessions closed. Let's check in with NQ. Let's see how the more tech heavy ETFs are holding up. Same. Pretty much matched here. The RSI looks pretty standard. It's, you know, maybe we can come up here. One thing too that haven't looked at with these for the day is just the VWAPs. Definitely want to have an anchor VWAP. Sometimes I'll anchor a VWAP on London or Asian market highs. So basically just Globex high and lows. I like to put VWAP on there and really see. That's how I can tell if the bears or bulls are in control. And just rejections of VWAPs is such a strong signal. In confluence with other things. I always have to have that confluence there. I look for 3 points of confluence, like a minimum, before making an entry. Thus far on the stream, I haven't made a single trade. This week is not for me. At least on stream, I bought, like I said yesterday, Ethereum took quite a little dump, and I liked the levels at the time, but no more. I tested the water, and too risky. I'm not into it. I'm not into the risk. I'm into the safe small wins and diversifying the portfolio. And I have some liquidity here to make quick scalps and intraday trades, and then most of the other ones are longer plays. But Ethereum was supposed to be a quick play, and I should have sold it. I was up as soon as the market closed. I was up, and I should have just cashed out when I was up just a little bit, but I wasn't familiar. I didn't look at the previous price action of the overnight markets, and it kind of bit me in the ass. But now I know, as soon as Asia open, watch out. I mean, well, no, Asia open, it gets bullish. Well, as soon as, if it's bullish in Asia open, watch out for regular trading hours. Just dumping during regular trading hours. Also, if anybody has a Polymarket key, I've been trying to get onto Polymarket. I really want to try out that 5-minute prediction on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I feel like that could be fun to play with, but I can't get into Polymarket. The Kalshi one has 15-minute ones. I tried it for a second, but I don't know. I feel like if you pair it with good technical analysis, you might be able to kind of crush those out. But it's an interesting. I'd think about it a little bit more. It's definitely different because those price swings of the prediction markets. It's like, I don't know. It's a whole different vibe. But dude, it's so cold. The heater's not turning up. All right, I'm gonna get my. While we're watching ES here, or we're watching NQ. Let's go to ES. So let's yeah, let's keep it here for now. Let's make sure you guys can see this. This is what we're looking at. We're waiting for it to hit this level, this level. We can test my theory too. I can load up like a. I don't trade futures, but I can load up like a prop firm account or whatever. Not prop firm, a paper trading. No. I think I have a paper trading account that, yeah. I can show you how I would do some entrance and exits, just to have a little fun with it. But I'm gonna call my buddy and see if he lost money today or made money. He goes hard on on the options. Let's see what he has to say.
Yo.
What's up, my man? Is everything good?
Weathering this storm.
Like literally and figuratively?
Yeah.
Same. I bought that Ethereum yesterday and I sold it for an L this morning. I got out of it on the first. Dude, I'm over the crypto for now. It's too crazy. I'm kind of convinced that there's external forces that are just like really trying to crash it. If you think about it, the US has been so pro crypto that I feel like it's in the best interest of like somebody out there somewhere. I don't know what country or what powers that be, but to mess up that plan of the US to be pro crypto, you know, it makes sense to be. It's just like super manipulated. I just saw today CME opened up 24-hour trading for the ETFs, for the crypto ETFs too.
Yeah.
So shit's about to get crazy. But what kind of moves you got going on? What's up?
I'm not doing shit. I'm just gonna hold and I just have my liquidity from what I sold yesterday, but I might do something at the end of the day. But yeah, I can't tell what's happening.
Yeah, I'm looking at ES right now. It's just chopping. For a second there this morning, I thought maybe we were gonna have a pretty bullish day, but we're just chopping right here in this range.
Yeah, I kind of thought we were gonna do that again too, but
I think we might have as of right now, I'm almost thinking we might have a deeper pullback to a previous day low.
yeah.
Not previous trading session low, but I guess the 24-hour. I don't know. I have this chart up right now. I think the previous. What is it based on? I'm trying to see where this is even based
I
on.
already kept my spot put from yesterday. So I bought one yesterday for today and sold it before close for like $80. Probably would have been up like 200.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, you bought one yesterday. Yeah, I kind of opened up at yesterday ago, halfway point or something. Yeah, I've been doing some analysis on some of my screeners, just trying to figure out where finance and discretionary are the things that are kind of being dumped on right now. I'm gonna keep my eyes on Visa. It's at 318. Remember the other day that Visa Pay we had? I think we can rinse and repeat that. To be honest, it's hitting the 50 RSI. Oh wait, hold on. Let me look at the higher time frame here. All right, one sec here. I'm gonna get a really clean look at this. So it looks like we hit this fair value gap that was trading back to. This is actually good to see. The April lows fair value gap. Damn, I did not realize that. That makes me a lot more bullish on Visa right now.
What is it?
There's this gap. Well, we hit it. We'll have to see if it gets defended, but 311 is the bottom of this fair value. That there's a gap in April lows. I don't think it's going to retest April lows, but there's a gap down here that we tapped into, and that's where all the buyers stepped in. Look at kind of a interesting winkadink. But hold on, let me look at. It's hitting the 0.618 on the hourly from this pump. Dude, this is actually kind of a sick looking moment for Visa. This might be good. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the price action today.
Yeah.
Basically, we hit this fair value gap down here from April lows, and then you had a nice bounce from there. Let me bring up. I'm gonna check out the volume on this. I've been looking for a lead all day, and I was just talking about. How Visa's for swings, and this is kind of a perfect setup. This is the moment where it just pulled back to the 618 off of the last pump or the last bounce. This is like my ideal setup if it's paired with volume. Do you have any money left, or you're gonna wait it out?
Yeah, I have all my liquidity from yesterday. I haven't done anything because I was looking on X and stuff, and I looked at
Everything's
too
spooky.
unsure. Too unsure.
I know there's a lot of uncertainty going on. VIX is something good to pay attention to today, to be honest. I don't know what it's at right now, but
I bought a couple SPY ODTs just because if things get worse, that would just as like a hedge kind of, because if it does have a further bottom.
Are you holding on to stuff that's gonna get kind of screwed if SPY has a correction?
Well, my stuff's long, but if it's just like the overall market is.
Yeah.
I just have like 3/4 of my portfolio, I guess, and like I have like half in leaps that I got yesterday, but they're down a little today. I like Walmart. I have a bunch of Walmart.
Oh, Walmart got a little bid today, didn't it? It had a little warm up.
Maybe.
You're probably up on Walmart. I saw that it bounced this morning. Dude, I'm kind of feeling this Visa right now.
I know it's weird. I should be up because I put it yesterday, but I'm down on it. I don't understand what happened.
I don't know. Maybe do you remember what price you got it at? Oh man, I am kind of considering riding the momentum on this intraday Visa thing here. I just saw, trying to see if there's anything that's pointing out to it hitting like some resistance.
I should be up on Walmart. It's like I got scammed or something. Like all of my options are like half of what I bought them for.
Yeah.
When I bought them yesterday. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh well. Guess that's the name of the game. You'll probably end up cashing out on those, dude. If SPY corrects, if you have. Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at that. Consumer staples are looking toasty. Here, let me bring up. I'm gonna bring up my sector dashboard again.
I guess I should buy more of these because it's trying to fuck me. Like yesterday, I bought a contract for next Friday for 135. it's $33.
I
What the fuck?
don't know.
So lame. Their options are just all funky yesterday.
This is why I stay away. But let's see. Staples is oversold on the 18-minute, just like a third. I like 18-minute. Real estate is look like getting a bounce. Look like Staples is losing momentum. Materials, and now it's gaining momentum. Yeah. How is Amazon? How's Amazon doing?
I bought another one for March 20th for $100, and now it's $50.
You must have gotten in higher than the prices now. I know. I mean, I don't know if maybe it looks like it was bouncing today, but I don't know what it had going on with it in pre-market or anything. Okay, Amazon is at 205 today. Didn't you have Amazon calls?
All of February 18th was lower than it was now. Oh, maybe it was in the morning. Maybe I bought it in the morning here in town.
That's what I'm saying is maybe you bought it a little early and then it dumped in pre-market. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I saw that it was getting a nice. I mean, it's been down. It's like down like 6% over the last 2 days. I'm looking at Amazon. People got in here. 205. I don't know how I feel about Amazon. I'm still waiting for a deeper deal. But if Amazon is doing well, then I could see Walmart having a little pump too. They're connected weirdly, but they're also kind of a rivalry. It's confusing. They're like treated as.
It's crazy how much those things went down though. I should double down kind of probably.
You could. Yeah, let me look at Walmart for you. I don't really see that much buying volume yet moving in last.
No, I'm just over for hold it for like a couple days and looking. I'm trying to.
Well, there was a good amount of buyers here at 126. I think the next level is like 127.41. I'll keep my eye out for. Let's see. Yeah. I like it. I mean, I don't think it's just gonna like dump. That was crazy the way it fell off on the 17th. That was aggressive. Have you been seeing any other news today?
Ever seen any?
Yeah, did you see any kind of anything interesting happening?
There's a bunch of like people silver was up 10% for one of the silver stocks. I almost bought silver yesterday morning.
I actually thought about that yesterday too. I was like, I wonder if you could send it on a good silver play. It's at 77. Okay. Higher lows forming. Higher lows.
AG Silver, the
higher lows.
company.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's. Oh, I need to look on a higher time frame. Yeah, I kind of hit the bottom of this range that it's stuck in. Ooh, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know how I feel about silver right now. I still think that it's still so up. I'm gonna see a bigger pullback to like the 60s. Did it hit the 60s?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I didn't buy it yesterday, because it was still up, and then it was up on the AG minerals or whatever it was up. 10% this morning.
Yeah, I don't even know where to look right now. Everything is just kind of like, I think Visa is the only thing that I saw that kind of looks attractive. And even that, I'm kind of weary about just what's going on with crypto and the dollar and stuff. I don't really know how that ties into Visa's dominance in the payment world. I don't know if there's like larger connotations as to why finance is getting beat down. I think for like a safe bounce play though, I think Visa would be safe for an intraday swing. I would be down to test the waters on that.
Yeah.
It's like one of the few ones I feel comfortable with for quick plays. Well, I was just calling to see what the status was. I didn't make any money today yet. I haven't done anything yet today. Just drinking coffee, freezing my ass off. Is it cold down there?
Yeah, dude, it's like storming so hard. Hell, I hear someone using a blower. It's like gale force winds.
That's hilarious. You see some guy, yeah, it's like super windy out there. He's just with a leaf blower.
The neighbor's house across the street, and it was just like torrential downpours, and it's still like windy as fuck. What is he doing? He's like, they're doing yard maintenance today. Like, go home. Jesus.
That's funny.
The Mexicans, you know.
Hard working out there. Hard work pays off. Well, dude, maybe I'll touch base with you later. I gotta get some more coffee in me and really deep dive this situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get coffee in a minute.
Yeah, you can call me back. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep looking for something. I got my eyes on Visa. That's on the perimeter. I'm gonna look for other stuff too. Yeah, holler at me later.
Bye. Sounds good. Later.
All right. Well, it seems like everyone kind of has the same idea today, which is, choppy market. So. Just waiting. Silver is at 77. Consolidating. Everything's just ranging. Let me look at my portfolio really quick, see if there's anything. I have other watch lists on my phone that I can check into. Okay. Sitting sideways. Well, I hope these beats in the background have been decent. Hopefully not too loud. I've been trying to play some music while I'm doing my thing. Okay. I suppose what else is on the agenda? There's other. I looked at Procter & Gamble. We got SMCI is kind of interesting. Let's see what they're doing. Okay, so you got kind of this gap up on SMCI. 18-minute time frame, gapped up to hit the 200. Let's look at daily. Okay, it's kind of staying in this range. I haven't looked at SMCI in a while. Aren't they? Let me see here. Pretty sure. Is there like Bitcoin related, right? Or is it semiconductors? Information technology, computer products. Okay, yeah. MP servers, GPU coprocessor, microcloud, AMD solutions, power supplies, motherboards. Okay, so it's just electronics, computer processing hardware. 17 billion market cap. Beat their last earnings. Next earnings are on. I don't know when their next earnings are, but February 3rd they beat their earnings, so that's solid. Bought by Vanguard. All this new stuff is just like garbage. Low volume on the messages. Well, basically, SSC. I don't know if you guys trade this or not. I don't trade this, but I know that it's a popular name. Let's throw a volume shelf on here. Yeah, it's just cruising. It's just ranging hard. It's got positive earnings here. You know, it'd be good. I'm gonna bring up my. Let me switch gears. I'm gonna bring up my VWAP thing for this. My trend analysis. This would be a good thing to look at here. Bring up the daily. Or this is on the 4 hour. So daily, we're stuck in this range between. It's basically just like a massive wedge too. So it's going to reach a boiling point at some point. But between what, 66? Oh my God, big range. 66 and 16 was the low in November 2024. It looks like there's some pretty solid just bouncing down here in this range. This is why those thermometers that I have is a good tool, as it shows the previous price action. Shows me how close the current. Let me bring those up. Confluence chain. This is nice because it brings up. Looking on the daily, all these are all the overbought, oversold ranges, and then volatility really picked up, and now it's sitting below those volatile ranges. So, to me, looks like the fair value would be somewhere down here. Excuse me. But let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, this is why I like these. This whole system that I've built here with these ranges, these range thermometers. So there's a range down here at 18. There's a range up here around 40. There's such big swings on this, dude. It's really charging up. So what was it doing? I'm curious. The low of the year. There's April lows. Oh, so here we go. This is something to consider. It's one of those ones. Retested April lows. So this is a setup that I would be interested in. retesting the April lows, good earnings at the same time. So basically, you test April lows again, and then within the next 30 days, you have crush earnings. And then the 200 is up here. It's sitting at the bottom of this range, yearly range. The fair value, if you consider the mean or the fair value to be the center price between all these previous overbought and oversold ranges. So this area ranging from 34 to 48. You got the 200 moving average sitting right in between that range. Let's look. This is a 4 hour. So for a swing trade, this is what I like to look at. You just crossed over the 50 on the 4 hour. Let me bring up some volume too. Oh shit, that was wrong. Okay, we're at an hour and 20 minutes here. I'll probably keep going for a little bit and then get some more coffee. It's 9:30. When it comes time to make it, this is what I'm trying to do, is figure out what the potential plays of the day are, and that's going to be based on all this research we're doing now and assessing. So we got Visa looking good, and we got SMCI, and then I have a few targets in mind for like other stuff later in the month. But this is the only thing I've seen that's looking good. SMCI, let's also look at the VWAPs here and the momentum. So fair value gap turned positive, or fair value band turned positive here. This is good for trend analysis. You can see every time it switches, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. So it's a good reverse signal. I can explain what that does later. If you have questions, you can always send to me. But another good sign is we have a 92% win down here on this. So this is the SSA band. And if you want to look up what SSA is, I can explain it later. But basically, when this turns positive, when this curvature turns, let me zoom in on this. When this turns positive, underneath these collective bands, I have the GKYZ bands, and then an adaptive moving average, and then the Jurek Tema thing. It's like all these different moving averages and trend analysis combined, and then what I've done is I've taken all the logic of those and then aggregated it into a confluence band. So no, I mean, not a confluence band, a compound, like I just take all of those and then aggregate them together. And that's what is above, and the SSA is more responsive. It kind of like is able to adapt to the price quicker. So it's a better leading indicator. All the other ones are a little bit lagging. But right here, I have it broken down to where when the SSA turns positive, underneath the aggregate line of those other three indicators, 25 times out of only 2 out of 25 times you didn't see positive price action within 7 bars. So 4 times 7 is 21 hours. So with 21 hours, you see the last one was 3%. Okay, and then the results here, you got, what do you got here? 9%, 2%, 13%, 10%, 6%. So obviously this is a big mover. You just retested. I like that. 25 out of 2 times, like, it's a pretty nice signal. What does history repeat itself? Not all the time, but I I'd rather have that as confluence than not. So it is up 5% today, as is. So what I'm going to do is wait for a pullback. Let's bring up the 9-minute. It gapped up today. I'm going to wait for a pullback to this area. So the 200 is you're about to have a golden cross. So on the 9-minute, the lower time frame, but still, if the RSI is around 50 on a pullback and we're hitting this 618 area, what's going on here? Okay, there we go. What's happening? Okay, so if we hit this area, the 618 of this range, and RSI around 50, and we get this golden cross, I like that. I will probably take a snippet of this pullback. You can see volumes tapering off. Let's look this down here. I can just make it bigger this way. Let's stretch these bad boys. So see these little dots down here at the bottom? This is buying volume outweighs selling volume. You got 90% buying volume of these last 3 candles in this range. That's kind of like consolidating here after it popped off. No dramatic correction. If the volume gets exhausted and then people start taking their profits, like it can come down really quick but this gap up was you got a gap up this morning at no, the gap was yesterday. The gap up the gap up was this morning. Yeah, right at 6:30. So you gap up on good volume, come back down, retest the 0.3 of that gap, and then perfect little double top, and then it's cooling off and consolidating right here. Right now it's sitting underneath the 9. We'll see if the 9 or the 21 rejects it. You could see a pretty quick wick down here. The 50% lines up with the 200 moving average right here. And sometimes like the 0.618 is like a blessing, Sometimes on something really bullish, I've noticed, you hit this 0.5 area, this halfway, and it's enough for buyers to step in if they really like what's going on with it. I don't know. Let's take a look and just see what people are saying here. Maybe there's something I missed. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people that are just trapped in this too. So the one thing about stuff that's really lawsuit, Supermicro, server manufacturer. One thing about these, so I don't know. These people don't say anything of value most of the time, but something that had this big of swings, I imagine you had a lot of bag holders. So I'm surprised to see people not selling into this. But it also kind of means that like people that are trapped, it makes me feel like there's a lot of people trapped above this price. Because if there was bag holders, they probably want to escape with break even or with a little bit of profit, or decide they're cut their losses. So it pumps 5%. They're like, okay, I'm just going to trim and cut my losses here now that it's recovered a bit. I don't really see that happening. So it makes me think that people are trapped way higher and don't want to take their losses here. Yeah, so I mean, probably a lot of people trapped in this range. You can see up here where it might be headed. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna wait for a pullback because I don't want to get stuck like these people did if there's more downside to this. But retesting April lows, right, on and good earnings. it really on the daily, honestly, wick up to touch the 21. It really needs to close above this 50 on the daily. So I'm going to keep my eyes on it. We may even get a full gap close on this today. I got excited for a second, but then, you know, looking at the daily, you popped over the 50. Couldn't handle it. And that's what you're seeing here on the 4 hour too, is you got rejected by these two VWAPs. You do have this crossover in the volume turn positive, and you do have this signal with the 92%. But I want to see a little bit more. I have some analytics here too. So if we can, this is crazy. So 100% of the time, you had positive with the 7 bars. You had positive at least. This is 0.5%. Here, let's change that. But still, if you pass this orange view app, if it closes above that, it's 43 out of 43 times on the 4 hour. Let me look at the. Let's look at the potential upside if it passes this low VWAP. 49 out of 50. So that's looking good too. This might be worth. Yeah, like I was just looking at this. This honestly might be worth it with a tight stop loss. Maybe I'll play with this one too. So we got Visa and SMCI, and I sell puts on IBIT if it kind of retests the lows of today. I need to do some more research and figure out what the CME owning those ETFs for 24 hours a day really like. What the implications of that is. I imagine it just means more volatility. So more volatility is less certainty. If people are looking for Bitcoin or Ethereum to be stores of value or risk-off assets, you know, like, I mean, I think most people like them because of the volatility, but at the same time, it doesn't feel good to put in, you know, $50,000, $100,000 and then, you know, watch the type of price fluctuations that you've been getting with these things. So I don't know if more volatility introduction to those assets is going to be like, you know, something that's encouraging for the people trying to invest, but definitely for trading, you know, or for making huge swing if you time it right. Anyway, so I did sell puts. We got SMCI for a pullback, and then Visa. Just kind of keep an eye on and see if the price action throughout the day remains bullish. Here we go. Yeah, so there's a pullback actually on Visa happening right now too, which is nice. 316. So on the daily, you got rejected by 21. Where are the levels? Where are the levels on Visa? There's April lows. We already looked at the fair value gap that was hit. My entrance might be coming soon. 9:48 today. There's also this gap here pre-April lows on Visa. There's a fair value gap here at 294. That would be nuts. I mean, that honestly could be one of those buys of like generational buys potentially. That would be pretty sweet if you caught that pullback. Kind of have this long-term trend line here. It's did break under. You have from I mean, it's only 2 points, so not necessarily a trend line. This is from October 2020 second lows to August 24. So not 3 point quite, but and then now. So you do have this long-term trend line. It just broke underneath and then retested. This is reminding me of the Procter Gamble chart. So looks just like it. Honestly, it's astounding how many charts look the same right now. But Visa, you got this breakage structure here, this trend line. I mean, I don't know how much confidence I would put in this trend line just because of it's only touching 2 points, but still, I mean, it responded to it, broke down below it, and it's retesting it, getting rejected. So continuation signal. The only thing that I like, that's the thing, is this is the 12-hour chart. If I'm just trying to make like a daily play, then it doesn't look that bad. I don't know if you're just gonna have an immediate sell-off. It's kind of a bear flag here. The level I'd be looking at is retest of April lows for sure. I think you would get buyers stepping in there. I don't see why you wouldn't. And then the gap is down here to 293. So there's a fair value gap right there. Also attractive if it breaks down further. And I don't even know what's underneath that. I mean, you got these previous 0.5, 0.6 zones here, 276, 287. You got a low here at 293 of a previous range. Oh, I guess that is... What range is that? Oh, I guess this is where the gap was created, is this range here, up to this. Anyway, targets would be, if this continuation happens for like a really good, like actually like, oh, I'm gonna buy Visa and hold on to it, like, take an actual position, not just for a trade, but for an investment. Damn, this range would be sick, under 300. I mean, it's already 376 to 316. I don't know what the percentage is on that, but it's already down quite a bit. So, rejection of this trend line here on the 12-hour makes me a little nervous. You got on the 6-hour, you're rejecting the 21. These all might be ideas I have to sit on until later in the week. It's Thursday. I mean, we might just keep selling into Friday. Yeah, we're getting hit today. There's no way now. Let's see if selling that Ethereum was a good idea. Yep, it was. Selling the Ethereum for a loss was a good idea. Know when to take your L's. Got a little bullish yesterday on crypto, and it was just a little trap. Yikes. I do not like this price action on some of these things. I might have to... I'm looking at Robinhood right now. I own a little bit of Robinhood, and I'm kind of wondering if I should bail on that. Look for a deeper on the daily. Rejected by the 21, retests it. You got RSI price divergence, just looking nice here. There's a fair value gap down here at 66. This is what I was kind of concerned with. And then you have this Fibonacci here too. So there's a couple points of confluence lining up. Let's see if we can figure out any sort of POC ranges. Okay, so the two long-term POC ranges here. I've just analysis a bunch when I took my initial position, but maybe it's good to kind of retest and see what I was thinking when I did it. I think it was a halfway point of April lows. I just thought there'd be a bounce, and there was, but it was kind of short-lived. Let's see here. 74. Okay, so let's see what's in between. That's funny. So there's volume shelf too. Look at this. Volume shelf going back all to December 2024. Sitting right at the fair value gap. And then this fair value gap right here at this these fib levels of tariff lows. And then, let's see, you have, where's that now? So I think this is probably what I was looking at before. I think this is where I bought it actually. It was hit the halfway point between these two POC levels, and now I'm down here. It's not terrible. It's not like a massive position, but maybe it's time to reassess a little bit. This is on the daily. Let's look at the 4 hour and see what it's doing on there. So you kind of got this range going. PSC kind of forming right here at these levels at the 75 zone. Crossed over here, got rejected. Look at the VWAP situation here on Hood. Okay, so we got some yellow. It's curving in. Down here we got 24 out of 6 wins from this signal we're getting down here on that SSA that I was telling you about earlier. It's really bothering me. Hold on, let me look at what I named. Look at what I named this thing, because it's really bothering me. I'd be able to explain it a lot better if I could just remember this word. There's one word I keep blanking on. Where did I put it? I mean, essentially it's an aggregate of 3 different momentum lines. You get the Jurek, TEMA, the PA whole, the GKYZ combined. But there's another word I'm looking for. All right, well, regardless, I borrowed some snippets from other people's codes for this one, and then I combined them all. So it's pretty sweet. And then I have my own SSA kind of calculations, and then I made a little visual map for it, and then did the probability, like statistics kind of thing for each trigger. It's a good sign. So Hood, from the momentum perspective down here, I don't mind it. It's just these fair value gaps. Where'd those go? These fair value gaps on higher time frames, that kind of got me nervous here. 6-8, it needs to defend this. You can see it, this fair value gap, and that's where that initial bounce came from. But you just have like all these points of confluence down here lining up with these fair value gaps that are like, do they want to get filled? I mean, eventually, but I'm just surprised that, I mean, it's at a deep discount. I mean, it's half off, 153.74. It just cranked so much last year that a deeper correction makes sense. You know, it's not a bad thing for the long-term investors, and they just every time they have their earnings pretty good. I forget what happened here. The last earnings, I remember reading about it, but I'm bullish on it. I'm definitely bullish on it. So I could maybe just hedge against it in the meantime. Maybe that's the move rather than taking an L. Then just wait for it to kind of like come out. Is there like a I could buy puts on it or something, or I wonder if there's an inverse Hood ETF too. I'm sure there is somewhere. Yeah, the 2 times short Hood. So I could start kind of like leaning into that and just making some money while there's this downside. That would be, I know a lot of people are bearish right now and a lot of people are short, so I could lean that. I guess I'm just more prone to being a bull. I have faith. Well, so that's what's on the radar. So let's see, let's go through the list. We got Visa. Wait for a pullback in Visa. We got Hood. I'm gonna maybe hedge against because I have a position. We got SMCI. Good earnings off of hitting tariff lows and a golden cross. Gap up. So waiting for a pullback on that. And selling puts on a bit. So I guess that's it for me. I'm gonna go get some more coffee and then figure out which of those 4 ideas is going to work out the best for me moving forward. But yeah, so that was an hour 45 minutes. I don't think anybody stopped by, but that's fine. In the future, if you check this out and you're reading or you're watching this, stay tuned for next time. I do this pretty much every day. Follow up on me on X, and I'll be posting every time we do this. And yeah, I don't know if you have any questions, holler at me, and hopefully this is either entertaining or interesting for you or educational. I am not an authority on any of this, by the way. I'm a student, and I'm just interested in it. I like building these tools. I think it's really fun to play with all the possibilities. I'm an artist, so something about my brain is getting some enjoyment out of making these things. But yeah, if you find this entertaining or educational, or you're interested in participating, just let me know. It's open door policy, and we can make something together, maybe. Or you can help me make money, I can help you make money. And if not, then we can learn. And I won't not making money through me giving you advice, because this is not financial advice, but me and you making money independently via our own decisions. Yeah. So I appreciate you stopping by, watching this if you are, and stay tuned for some guests to come and some other activities that I'm having planned. I'll be putting out some videos of actual analysis, like just straight up for one company or something. This is just kind of what my routine. These lives, this is just my routine, just like being in the moment, looking at stuff. But I'll have videos of actual indicators that were picked apart and look at their use and signals, and made by other people, made by me, and then also some back testing, and in addition to that, some analysis specific stuff. So I'm going to come with some shorter videos that you can just watch and maybe get something out of that too. But yeah,